Hello, my name is Kiara Rouse, and I will be presenting Increasing Access to Generic Drug Products. What are generic drugs? Generic drugs are medications that are chemically identical to their brand name counterparts, but are sold under their chemical names rather than trademark names. They contain the same active ingredients, dosage forms, and routes of administration as the brand name drugs. Importance of generic drugs in healthcare. Generic drugs play a crucial role in healthcare by providing more affordable options for patients, thus improving medication adherence and overall health outcomes. They help reduce the financial burden on patients and healthcare systems while maintaining therapeutic effectiveness. The current landscape of generic drugs. Market share and availability. Stats show that generic drugs account for approximately 90% of all prescriptions filled in the U.S., significantly lowering medication costs. Major players in the generic drug market include companies like Teva, Mylan, and Sandoz, which contribute to a competitive marketplace. And then the regulatory framework, the FDA oversees the approval of generic drugs throughout the abbreviated New Drug Application, also known as the ANDA process, which allows companies to demonstrate that the generic product is bioequivalent to the brand name drug. If we go back to the Hatch-Waxman Act of 1984, we can remember that it facilitated the entry of generics into the market by allowing for expedited review processes while providing brand name companies with a period of market exclusivity. How regulatory science research helps create or refine a product or process. Regulatory science involves the application of scientific principles to the development and regulation of medical products. It helps identify safety and efficacy concerns early in the drug development process. Research in this area can lead to improved testing methods, better understanding of the drug interactions, and more effective quality control processes, ultimately refining both the product and its approval pathway. Regulatory approaches, FDA versus EMA. Similarities. Both the FDA and EMA prioritize the safety and efficacy of drugs using rigorous scientific evaluation to inform their decisions. They also engage in public consultations to gather input from stakeholders. So ultimately, they really care about the safety and the efficacy of the drugs. Differences. The FDA employs expedient pathways such as ANDA for generics, which allow quicker access to market. In contrast, the EMA favors a centralized approach, meaning that a single application can provide access across all EU member states. The EMA also emphasizes collaboration with member states during the approval process, which can lead to a more extensive review period compared to the FDA's more streamlined approach. These differences can affect the speed and availability of generics in their respective markets, with the FDA generally facilitating a faster access. So there can be some barriers to access, and some include economic barriers, regulatory and manufacturing challenges, and market dynamics. So for economic barriers, although generics are usually cheaper than brand name drugs, factors like insurance coverage and high out-of-pocket costs can still limit access for some patients. Regulatory and manufacturing challenges. The approval process for generics can be complex and lengthy, which may discourage manufacturers from entering certain markets, particularly for less profitable drugs. Maintaining stringent quality control can also be challenging for manufacturers, especially smaller companies. A lot of this comes with money. And then the market dynamics. Some therapeutic areas experience limited competition due to patent protections and exclusivity periods, which can keep prices high even for the generics. Cutting edge research and innovation. Who is conducting cutting edge regulatory science research on generic drugs? The organizations like FDA and EMA, along with academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies, are at the forefront of this research. Collaborations between these entities facilitate knowledge sharing and innovation. Effective strategies for supporting innovative pharmaceutical product development. Incentives such as grants for research and development of generics can motivate manufacturers. Public private partnerships can help share the risk and costs associated with bringing new generics to the market. And streamlining regulatory pathways can reduce the time and costs associated with approval processes, encouraging more companies to enter the market. Strategies to increase access. Policy changes. Expanding Medicaid coverage for generics can significantly improve access for low income populations, ensuring they receive necessary medications. Providing incentives for manufacturers to produce generics, such as tax breaks or subsidies, can encourage more companies to enter the market. Education and awareness. Promoting understanding for generics among patients and healthcare providers can dispel myths about their effectiveness and safety, increasing their acceptance. Addressing misconceptions about generic drug quality is crucial for encouraging their use over brand name alternatives. And then collaborations and partnerships. Encouraging collaborations between government, manufacturers, and healthcare providers can create more comprehensive strategies for improving access to generics. Community programs can help with increased availability in underserved areas, ensuring equitable access to medications. As you can see in the graph, percentage of respondents who have misconceptions about generic drugs, physicians have a higher misconception across not chemically equivalent, less effective, more side effects, and less safe across the board. So, a case study in countries like Canada, the government has implemented programs to ensure the availability of generics can provide insights into effective strategies. And lessons learned include the importance of strong regulatory frameworks and the need for ongoing education about generics for healthcare providers and patients. In future directions, innovations in generic drug development, the rise of biosimilars, biological products that are similar to already approved reference products, promises to expand access to complex therapy at lower costs. Advancements in manufacturing technology, such as 3D printing, which is very popular now, could further streamline the production of generics. Long term sustainability of the generic drug market, addressing potential market challenges such as the rising cost of active pharmaceutical ingredients, is crucial for maintaining the availability of generics. Ensuring continued competition and innovation will help keep prices down and maintain access for patients. All in all, this presentation covered the importance of generic drugs, the current landscape, regulatory science, barriers to access, and strategies to improve availability. It is important that greater access to generics can lead to the improved health outcomes and reduce healthcare costs for patients and systems alike. It is important that all stakeholders, including policymakers, manufacturers, and healthcare providers, work together to create a more supportive environment for generic drugs. Thank you.